Welcome to Simulated Mind. This is Earth of Oryn, an early access city builder where we start with nothing and shape everything in front of us into a thriving town. We'll build homes, farms, workshops, roads, and markets powered by research, progress, and our strategic vision. We'll guide our people by assigning jobs, managing mood, trust, and comfort. We'll gather resources, build production chains, and transform raw materials into the goods our town needs to survive. So let's jump on in and check out Earth of Oryn. Now here, as we can see, we have several different locations, and what's really neat is all these locations are within the same universe. So when you're doing one civilization, you will have interactions sometimes with another civilization that's listed here. So it really makes it feel a lot more developed, which is really cool and more interconnected. And with each civilization, you typically have 3 different missions that you have to do. So we have the tutorial, we have a question of leadership. A small group of settlers are starting a new life on this land. Help the settlement grow and prove that you're worth following. And then we have Rise and Defend, where there are reports that speak of soldiers patrolling nearby. Build your city, fortify your defenses, and prepare for the worst. So the first mission gets us set up with the core mechanics of the game. The second one gets us working on development of our civilization, and of course the third, to defend it. Also, what's really cool is that it's all procedurally generated. These are all just different seeds that you could go through. So if you don't like what you see, maybe there's just not enough water, then you can change it up and suddenly get a seed with more water on it. You could have a mostly water map if you really wanted to as well, if you cycled through enough. So that's really cool. So with this, let's start with the tutorial. Here we are. 12 settlers have joined the adventure. You have 300 gold at your disposal, plus some extra resources. Alright, there are 31 steps in the tutorial, which we could go through pretty quick. So with this, I'm just going to pause time. Just like with any other sort of management or tycoon style game, you're going to have the ability to pause, to play, and of course to fast forward if you so decide. We have temperature, precipitation, directionals, we have the season, so we will have to worry about seasons and weather and how that impacts our people and what we can build. Camera controls here. We have resources here. The number of people in our population here, number of citizens, number of unemployed citizens, and then the number of homes. And of course, we don't want the homes to be 0 because that means everyone's just living out on the grass, which I guess could be worse though. And with this, we can see the UI does need a little bit of work. I really like the look of the UI. I like the depth of it. I like the textures and stuff and the gradients and shadowing and stuff. But, you know, as we can see, this is still a work in progress as they try to work things out. All right, we're located in the mountains of Brandford. Quite a nice place with abundant lakes, pine forests, and rocks, but be careful of the freezing winters. Of course, there is a report bug directly in the game, which I really like. I'm a huge fan of that. You don't have to worry about jumping onto a forum or jumping to someone's Discord if you don't want to. Now, we'll have to influence our citizens by gaining their trust, which is the shield up here, and then also make sure that we're taking care of their happiness. We have our citizen count, unemployed citizen count, and housing count. We have our cameras. Camera controls, I should say. Zoom in, zoom out. There we go. Rotate. Aha. Oh, the people make noises. I was like, what is that? All right, click the zoning tools button and then the housing zone tools button to open the panel. Configure the size of the brush with the slider. Paint on the map to assign 100 housing zones. There we go. So we have a couple different things. Close all panels. We have our building menu, all right here. Infrastructure, walls, roads, stuff like that. Environment. Oh, okay, so like road signs, hay piles. A lot of detail with the assets here. I like that. All right, terrain elevation tools, so you can heighten or lower. So everything on the y-axis, that's cool. Remove buildings and props from the map. Zoning tools. Manage your kingdom. Consult data about your units, buildings, and everything else. Oh boy. Okay, this is off the screen a bit. Let's see here. Interesting thing is that in the settings, it's the right resolution, so I don't know why it's so big. But we could keep track of our citizens and what they're doing, taking a small break. One's idle, the one's idle, idle. So that's nice. You could pick individual ones and sense of where they are on the map, their health, their happiness. Lots of details. What they're good at. Like their run speed is 2.0, build speed or capacity to build, not too high. But they could fight. They could fight better than they can build. Okay, you know what? Let me check real quick the settings. I mean, this is correct, but let me change it to that. We get the black bars on the side, but let's see if then with the menu we get a bit clearer sense of what we're reading. Yeah, things are still a little goofy with the UI, but again, this is early access. So definitely not going to hold it against a solo developer. Oh no, still goes off. Okay. There we go. Okay, so zoning, housing tools. Tool to create zones where your citizens can build their homes. Paint size. So we could change the size of what we want to zone. And that's 81 of 100 housing zones now. We also have an erase mode, which I really like. Okay, so let's do 97. Alright, so all this should be housing then. They now know where they can establish themselves. Story of everyone's life, really. So we've paused, speed the game up by clicking the fast forward. Oh, look at them go. Oh, wow, okay. So you can also get a sense of their mood above their head and their actions above their head. Okay, we have tense up, looking good. Sometimes important notifications will appear on this panel. You could click on it to show its history. Oh, interesting. Okay. Handling food production is important in order to increase your citizens' happiness and avoid them dying from hunger. Okay, so citizens can die. Be careful of that. So we want to go to build. We want to place a farm down. So we have all this housing here. I'm guessing maybe like a town hall or something here. Looks like a resource node here. Or we could just have all the resources collected, like a warehouse node, I should say. So let's put a farm here for now, as we learn. So we can see the total price. Click on the highlighted prefabricated button. Yes, did that, okay. Select the farm and place it on the map. Yep, did that. Anything else we need to do? Generate a random building. Oh, cool. Rotate the preview building. Okay, rotate the preview building on itself. Interesting. All right, then here we could see the needed resources. We can see attributes. The farmers that are connected to the farm or working on the farm. And its effects. It builds a trust aura. And applied to workers of this building, only farm equipment. Okay. So quite a bit of details, honestly, per building, per person or unit. Very cool. Now we did place the farm. There we go. Are they going to build? Let's see. Yep. Okay, they're grabbing the resources. Very peaceful. You've got the breeze. You've got all the beautiful trees, the sunlight coming in, the water, hearing the birds in the background. All right. Use the harvest zone tool to start assigning. Zoning tools, harvest. Okay. So the carrot. And we want 20 harvest zones. Perfect. Farmers employed at the farm will now start working. And it looks like it was assigned. I have nothing to do. Closed. This connection slot is currently closed. Left click to open. Oh, okay. So we control how many people want to work on this specific location. Cool. So now we're going to put in a lumberjack camp. Put it right next to the trees there.
Mm-hmm.
And then let the citizens build it out. Yeah, visually this is very interesting. I really like the UI, UX with the details, the color gradients, color choices. Look really nice. You know, the UI just needs to be tweaked so everything shows up properly. I like the assets. I think the assets are really cool looking. And it's interesting because it kind of has this blend of like voxel, almost like characters and stuff and world, but also has a sort of realistic tone to it as well. You know, it's got some really good like shadows, depth to it. The lighting hits it very nicely. You know, some really interesting color choices and stuff. And so it's really interesting blend of like realism meets this sort of voxel based, and it's pretty cool. I'm digging it so far. Oh, okay, your settlement is attracting new people. 3 are on their way. So over time, more people will join you. Okay, cool. All right, and let's open this up so that way we have 2 people working as a lumberjack. Actually, we could have more, right? Let's do 3 to the farm, because we do need the food. Okay, so zoning tools, and then cut trees tool. Lumberjacks will cut selected trees, white outline trees, click and drag. Oh, okay, so you could really be specific, tell them, I just want you to go for these. That's cool, okay. Because in a lot of these games, they'll just go for any resource that's next to them. All right, select your town center. Oh, look at them all go. Whoa, all right. The trees actually topple over. Very nice. Okay, so select town center. How do I get out of this mode? There we go. Okay. Scroll to the connection section, workers. Yep, see that? Click on 2 more slots. We're opening up jobs left and right. Come on in. Great benefits. Okay, now we're working on a mine. So we need zoning, right? Or, hold on. Build a, oh, we need to build first. Stone miner camp. Right there, next to the stone. Ooh, look at him go. I will say, what's here thus far is very impressive, especially for a solo developer. Like, you could tell they put a lot of time and effort into this. A lot of passion and energy. It is definitely in the early access phase, though. Like, there are definitely things that need work, but one of the big things the developer has said is that they want to take that developmental journey with the player base. Like, they have the core idea of where they want the game to go, but they want to hear from the players too. What kind of quality of life things do you want? What additional mechanics do you want? Things like that. What would you like to see? And there is a very active Discord that you can jump into and talk directly with the dev about and share your thoughts. Also using the reporting tool, which is for feedback as well. So you can share your feedback on it. But the developer definitely wants to hear from the player base, so that way it can really grow around those who have a passion for these types of games. All right, and then we get to select the rocks we want them to work on. I actually really like that. I like where it's like, no, I want you just to pull these trees or these stones. Maybe we want, trees for other things later on, or, like, I just like that. I like how people won't go ham. It's really just based on your specific wants and needs. Okay, so let's see. We need, what is it? Select rocks. That's with zoning, mining. There we go. You might have noticed that your people are moving slowly. You can fix that by building roads. Faster citizens means higher productivity. That's really cool. I've seen other games do that, but I always appreciate it. Okay, so we are building. And then go to the wall. So we could do path, road, planks, road. So path is really just time and money, and it is the cheapest. You could also do road, which is 1 gold, of course, the time to build, and then 1 stone. All right, well, let's not go cheap, Now, this is all designated to housing. That'll be interesting. Okay, well, let's have a road going from the town hall. So you can click and drag, which is nice. Some interesting sound effects as well going on here. You can only click and drag one way, so you do have to be a little patient. Okay, and there are certain elements of terrain that you can't build on, which is where that terrain tool would come in. Now the question is will the NPCs use the road? Because I'm kind of seeing them use it and then kind of not. It doesn't seem like they're really told to just focus in on the roads, so they're just going to go wherever. Which has been something I've noticed too in other games as well, where it's just like they don't really have a priority to what they walk on, they just kind of go. Oh, then again, it wasn't built yet. Okay, that was just showing overall what we've chosen as a pathing. Okay. I thought for a second it was auto-built, and I'm like, okay, well, let's see. So maybe now that it's built, they'll take priority. Hey, 5 more people on their way. Very cool. Let's open up these spots as we're getting more people. So let's see here. Do they prioritize? Not really.
No.
They're just kind of walking around, and then as soon as they hit the road, they do speed up. Well, it's something. All right. Build a laboratory. Some buildings are specialized in researching new technologies. Okay.
Cool.
So, laboratory. Build an assembly as well. A place to create rules, orders, citizenship tax, military service, and tax. Okay. And then laboratory or laboratory. Salesman, carpentry, carpenter, workbench, architecture, masonry, hydraulics, fire, flood. All right, interesting. So let's put the assembly here. Wunderbar. And let's put the laboratory over here.
Man.
Also, I really appreciate that the sound effects, the environmental sound effects during night and day are different. During the day, you might hear a breeze, you'll hear the birds and stuff. At night, you hear like wolves and all that, and crickets and stuff. So some really nice touches. And of course, at night too, you have that effect of it getting dark, but it's not to the point where you can't see. So they've done a very good job with lighting. Okay, we'll speed it up here. And you can see which resources are going down, which ones are going up, which is really cool. So if you constantly see a resource clearly going down, you can think about like, okay, what am I doing? What is going on? And then build an assembly. Okay, they're working on that. I'm really intrigued to see if we'll see like boats and stuff, like for fishing and all. Okay, there we go. We have our buildings. We have our people assigned to it. Perfect. Good way to make money is to set up taxes. It's an easy source of income, but it may also have other unwanted side effects, like people being very unhappy that they're losing money. So go research tax in the assembly. Researcher. Work to find new technologies. This work type is enabled. Personality. Influence citizen. This work type is enabled. Okay, so open tech tree. Unlock technologies to maintain order. Create taxes to gain gold. So with that, it looks like... I don't know if it costs us 10 gold to do that, or if we're going to get 10 gold per... I think that's just the cost of it, just to get it researched. Yeah. Okay, we can see the progress. Yeah, the attractiveness, -5%. All right, and then from there, assembly building, citizenship. Okay, so it looks like you can only research one thing at a time. Fair enough. Tax is almost done. Boom. And then now, let's see, what do we want to do? Citizenship tax. Settler will have to pay 2 gold to become a citizen. Ah, so that's what they mean. That's the difference. Okay, so tax is just what you would pay, what, every day, every week, every month, whatever. And that would help go into the city once again, so you can keep building and getting things set up for your people. Then you have a citizenship tax. So if people want to move in, like those 5 people that were coming over, they'd have to pay 2 gold each. Okay, we'll speed things up, and that does speed up the research. Perfect. Exchanging goods for money is key to your economy. Building markets will attract merchants. You can buy items you need from them or sell ones you don't need to them. Actually, you know what? While we're doing that, open tech tree. Salesman unlocks new business places. Carpentry unlocks new wooden buildings. Decorative buildings. Stone-based buildings. Hydraulic buildings. New fireplaces. Interesting. Okay. So let's go for business places. Let's do something at the lab. We might be jumping ahead, but that's fine. Increases worker capacity. Let's do that. Oh, okay. So 2 different sections, but you can only have one thing researching, no matter if it's research or upgrade. Okay. Fair enough. Open tech tree. Let's do order as well. I can picture things getting rowdy. In the mean streets of settlement of Kamar. Okay, so we're building marketplace. So the farm's here, assembly, laboratory. We could put market here. There we go. Order has been successfully researched. Sounds so funny. I'm sorry, a clerk warlord? That sounds like someone who's trying to overemphasize their job role. Like, what the heck, man? I'm a clerk. No, I'm a clerk warlord. It's like, no, I don't work at Subway making sandwiches. I'm a sandwich engineer. Thank you very much. Yeesh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh, ah. What else do we have? Military service. Okay, we'll get to that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We have our market. We have clerk warlord. Oh, boy. So we can actually set up a trade policy. No automatic exchange, buy, sell, trade price. Set the price at which you want to trade this item. We could see demand, market price. So that would be for stone. This would be for wood. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Increases worker capacity here as well. Well, as it is our market, we definitely do want more people. So I wonder with more people if that will help up the speed of research and maybe the potential of researching more at a time. Could be interesting. Where are you
Gone.
Leaving? Bye? Where are you going? Or why? Okay. Interesting. Select your resource market and configure it to sell 20 stone. So here's stone. You want to sell 20. There we go. Minimum sell price. Is that a good price, though? I'm not sure on pricing. That's the only thing I'm curious on. It says it's attractive, fair, above market. Okay, there we go. Glad that has it. Otherwise, I was like, Select your resources market and configure it to sell 20 wood. Too high, above market. Okay, there we go. These lands are not safe. You'll need to protect your population against external threats. Build 2 barracks. I guess that would go into military too, right? Like we want to... Hold on, let's see. Oh, that's right. There's still so much that we could actually research at the lab. Oh, okay. So we have a place to sell our food. Carpenter workbench. Let's get that researched. Fire. Fire, good. I would assume.
God.
Okay, so taxes are all set. There's military service. And we could easily destroy the building if we want to, and then we can remake it somewhere else. Okay. Add another merchant, add another merchant, add another merchant. We have the people. We might as well get people employed here. There we go. We have 31 homes, 31 population. Number of unemployed people, 12. Okay. So let's just open up all the positions then. That works for me. That might have been why that person left, was because they were unemployed. There we go. My bad, y'all. I'm sorry y'all are just hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay, cool. And I'm assuming that with the plots of land here, they'll just build a tent when they arrive.
Gone.
All right, cool. So, build 2 barracks. Barracks. Let's have it out here. Also, I'll do a road here as well. What an angle for the road. Let's see here. There we go. Love that you can manipulate the camera like that. Very nice. Okay, we'll buy that. We'll build that out. Oop, nope. Mistakes were made. There we go. That should be good. Okay, build road. Let's back out of that. Build 2 barracks. Let's speed up time here. Oh, look at him go. Y'all are making me proud. Oh, you know what?
Wow.
Actually, one thing we should do is look at zoning. Okay, so they did cut down all the trees I told them to, so we need to select some more here for them. There we go. So that should make it so that way they go back to work. And then... zoning. Here we go. Mining. Okay. So we should be good there. That was another issue, is that people weren't assigned to resources anymore because those resources had already been used up. Another person left. Oh, another person leaving. Try to get as many people employed as possible here. Yeah, a lot of people just randomly leaving. I don't know why, but... let's see here. Unemployed is 3. Yeah, the funny thing is that we're getting hit by low trust, but we're doing what the game is telling us to do. And we can't, like, it's tough because we're trying to follow the tutorial, but our citizens are wanting something separate from the tutorial. Alright, let's put it, yeah, there we go. Oh, hold on. Build, road, place. Don't right click, just hit buy. There we go. Now we're good. Right click will just cancel what you just placed, so that was what was throwing me off. I was thinking it would pop me back to the next menu. Hire 8 soldiers, okay. I don't know if we have the people, though, because we have so many people leaving. Trust represents how much your citizens believe in your leadership and decisions. They like the gold reserve, the environment, the nature, but wildlife, and then no security, which we're trying to build the security. We're trying to get there. We have 4 of 8 soldiers. Well, then let's just move people. Let's take people off of certain roles here. If we can. Alright, we right-click to remove them. Alright, there we go. Perfect. At some point, you might get to, you might like to get more insight about your economy, people, and buildings. You can get this information in the dashboard panel. So we have our social information about our citizens, our economy, and then urban planning, information about your city layout and buildings. Some buildings can research technologies to unlock buildings. Wait, yeah, okay, I am reading that right. Some buildings can research technologies to unlock buildings, so additional buildings, and improve some behavior. Select your laboratory and research carpentry. There we go, carpentry. One person is unemployed. Well, we can fix that. There we go. Oh, I was like, what are these things? Flour sacks can be eaten. Okay. I'm like, what are these just random things just all of a sudden here? I thought it was a bug for a second. Potato sack, flour sack, potato sack. Oh, okay, okay. Inventory full. The stockpile won't be able to welcome any more resources. Okay. So they need to be assigned trees again? Wow, they are really going through trees. Holy cow. Very, very diligent. Very, very diligent workers. There we go. What about mining? Those. Get those. Get those. Those. Okay. So click on the laboratory. Where are you at? There we go. So we are trying to learn carpentry. Speed time up. There we go. Settlers will arrive with some seeds, but you will need to buy or produce more seeds to increase your harvest. With that, actually, it sounds like we need to add more farmland. Let's see. There we go. All right, buy a seed market. Interesting. Seed market, okay. So I think originally we put down a resource market. Now we're putting down a seed market. Yeah, we can see the wood and stone there. That is the resource market. Enemies have been spotted heading toward your settlement. Prepare your defenses with walls and a military. Oh boy. Oh no. Okay, I was not ready. Hold on. Pause. Thought there'd be a little bit more instruction on like, okay, to build a wall, to do this, to do that. Never mind. We're just going in. Okay. Let's get walls, low stone walls, vertical log fence. Log fence. Well, let's just do stone walls. Where is the... Oh, okay, they're coming from over here. So 8 units, 40 seconds, and then they'll spawn in. Now, the thing is that we have to build, so I don't know if we'll have enough time here. Oh, we definitely don't have enough gold. Cancel. Oh boy, yeah, this is expensive. Okay, let's see. Can we do another resource? Because wood is cheaper. We could do a branch fence. Fence wood. Oh, that's what we're getting. Okay, there we go. That was only 14 gold in comparison to, like, over 200 gold. Okay, so we bought that. Anything else? I don't think so. And they just wanted military units. Open tech tree. Cancel. We should have enough people. I think we have 16 soldiers right now. Identify where enemies are coming from. Select some units. Right-click on the terrain or an enemy. The thing is how do I know who's military? And who's just a miner and stuff like that? Like, I don't see soldier.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, so we just click on those. Nice. Okay. Ah, so we have 8. We don't have 8 per barracks. We have 4 and 4. Gotcha. Okay. Slowly putting up the fence. Oh no, okay, whoa, pause. Hi.
Okay,
move with purpose, guys. Move with purpose. Thank you. Wow, that happened so quick. Okay. I know we had sped up time, but geez. Yeah, it's tough not knowing, like, what kind of path they're going to take. Like, are they going to shoot straight down? Are they coming around? Okay, they're taking out that guy. Get him. Poke him with the sharp end. There we go. All right. And we still have all of our soldiers, so that's good. Continue. As they're still trying to build the fence. Mind you, if we had the fence, it would have been a bit easier. What do we do with bodies? My ghost will haunt you.
Oh.
What do we do with these? Do they just disappear over time? Or
Yeah,
I don't know what to do with them. All right, cool. So I do like the concept of being able to really just start with nothing and build up from the resources you have. And of course, the research in order to expand your technologies, the amount of people you have, and the type of people that you have, which is really cool. I really like the look of it. I love the audio. I think it's great. But it does feel like the game, of course, still needs some more work, some more feedback, which hopefully more people will jump into this game and be able to provide that to the developer. Because I really like the UX UI, but of course there are clearly issues with things overlapping and not being completely visible, things going off the screen and stuff. So hopefully that'll get worked on. Also, just kind of figuring out, I guess, more of the core gameplay. It's just going to take time playing it and stuff like that to get a sense of it. Like, what do we do with all this stone that's just sitting out here? I guess maybe build another warehouse. It would be nice if maybe we went more into not just resource gathering, but like, okay, resource storing in the tutorial and like how to handle that, for example. That would be, I think, really beneficial. So I still think there are some steps that you could definitely add to the tutorial process. I'm trying to think of what else here. I do like, being able to select, again, the resources, which ones you want people to focus in on. I will say the tutorial is pretty brutal because you have so many people leaving, because it feels like the steps it wants you to take mixed with what the citizens want are two different things. And so that makes it a bit tougher too. If anything, maybe during the tutorial, I would just always make people trust you and be happy and not worry about this stuff right now. And just worry about it in core gameplay, or introduce it and be like, okay, let's play some things that will help introduce, how to boost happiness, how to boost trust. That would be really beneficial as well in the tutorial. So something like that would be nice. But otherwise, like, I like what I'm seeing. I think there's some really cool things here. There's also an experimental branch where you can just play and build out your own sort of story, which I really like as well. So there's tons of potential. I can see the developers working incredibly hard on it, and has a very good looking game overall here. So I would say check it out for yourself. The link is in the description section of this video. But thank you so much for joining me for Earth of Oryn. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I look forward to hanging out with you in the next video.